Hello again. Hello again. Hello again. It's your trusty sidekick, me, Zack Miller says. Technically, my name is just Zack Miller. But, I suppose in parentheses, you can add the says if you want. Because says is what makes me different, unique, and standing out. It's also 90 degrees out today, so I decided to wear a hoodie and a jean jacket, just to be different. Today I'll be reciting another chapter of Anomaly, which is Anomaly. How to finally stand out from the crowd, chapter 10, which I guess is part 1, chapter 10, 11th chapter of me reading, I believe. I don't really know. This title is called The Hard Sell. So if you remember everything else we've been listening to, we're putting everything together so that when you do have to sell, it makes it easier. Step 5 is where you put everything together and go for the sell. For suspense, let's call it the hard sell. You know, nothing like a Hollywood movie. We're going to call this the hard sell because when we call it the hard sell, it just makes everything so much more handy-dandy. The hard sell varies from business to business and depends upon the metric you're tracking. If your metric is subscribers, then the hard sell for you would be simply asking for them to subscribe to your channel. Hey, subscribe to my channel. Hey, actually, you guys can do that right now. Subscribe at Zack Miller Says everywhere. So wherever you subscribe to things, subscribe at Zack Miller Says. Why? Because I said so. Also, you can go to zackmillersays.com/newsletter. See? It ain't that hard. Or perhaps you have a website project for which you need to raise capital. Your hard sell will be asking people to fund your project. It's important to note that you need to stay consistent in the way you communicate. For example, if you are always emailing back and forth, don't send over a proposal on Twitter. As wild and crazy as this may seem, people will take their prospects for a ride on the "where should I send this" wheel. It's like a roller coaster. Let's go up. Whoa. That ride was absolutely spectacular. Wow, wow, wow. Don't do that. This process can already be complex enough. Don't add to it unnecessarily. What a word. However you communicate with your prospect, recap every moment you've had with them. This is the time where it's okay to be thorough and lengthy. You want to remind them how much time you've already invested in them. This is a good time to remind them of the results you've already produced for them, or like the help that you've helped them with, right? Make this quantifiable. Seeing a single quantifiable improvement on this metric on the metric most important to your prospect is critical to get them to stay with you. They see the progress, which gets them excited about continuing to work with you. Also, the word "see" was in quotation marks. I'm not sure there because whenever you read a book out loud, it's very hard to actually comprehend what you're reading. At least it is for me. My English teacher would agree with that. But basically what I'm saying here is that if you can say like you've helped them go from $1 to $10, you can say, hey, look, with this little bit of help, I've helped you go from $1 to $10, a 10x return already, or $1 to $20, a 20 times return, and we haven't even really done a lot of business yet. So imagine what would happen if you did pay me. Ooh, the suspense continues. Let's take a minute and talk about conversion rates. And this is also where it gets really funny, where I read the book, talk about something, and then I immediately go into what I talked about, not even realizing that's what was going to happen next. Love it. Let's take a minute and talk about conversion rates. A conversion rate is the percentage of visitors you turn into customers. The goal is always to increase your conversion rate by using a series of steps like a sales funnel, the things we just put you through. To meet, educate, and help others first, you're improving your chances of increasing your conversion rate instead of pushing a sales pitch down someone's throat during an initial meeting. If I was to rewrite this book right there, I would have a barf emoji. Bleh. If you have 100 visitors at step 1 in the funnel and convert 5 into customers by step 5, you have a 5% conversion rate. Simple math. These rates vary depending on the type of business or response you seek. There are plenty of businesses whose conversion rates are industry leading, yet are only technically a 1% or less conversion rate. Astonishing. I just made that up. Astonishing. No, the stat is real, but astonishing. Astonishing, I thought was a fun word to say. The same goes for you. Find guides that you can use like this sales funnel template and see how you can incorporate them into your brand. You need to find ways to stand out, but in many cases, a guide is the same process over and over. It doesn't change. There may be a few options, but the process is simple. Say you're getting a business license. The process is similar city to city. Some applicants may ask for different questions, but for the most part, it's just a way to do it. There's nothing creative involved. To grow, find where others have created guides for you to follow while putting your slant on it where applicable. Obviously, on a business license, there's nothing you can do other than filling out the form. But if you were to apply for a business planning competition, you can get creative and show why you're different. The key here is really following. You know, if you're gonna go after something and you do it once and it doesn't work and you quit, you're gonna lose. It's pretty simple. Keep following up, keep reaching out, keep filling up, putting balls in the court, and better things will happen. If you don't put in the action, nothing will happen. If you're getting out of college and looking for a job, I don't know why the word sorry is there. I hate the word sorry. Such an overused word. If you're getting out of college and looking for a job, unfortunately, is really the word I could have used there, almost every job application or resume looks the same. Seriously, think about this. What can you do to put your spin on it? If you look at this, if you look the same as everyone else, you won't stand out. You'll almost always get overlooked, even if you have the best ability, talent, and skills required. Think about creating a compelling video resume explaining why you're a good fit for the position. Become the anomaly. When you get a prospect to the position of the hard sell, you have to put them through the step. They understand you. And now you can provide more value with a paid account. YouTubers often have premium accounts where paid users get bonus content. Their entire subscriber list consumes hours of content slowly and methodically. Wow, what a word. They put them through a process without the viewer even knowing it. Netflix creates bingeable content and you don't realize you spent your entire weekend watching a series like The Tiger King. I cannot believe people watching and still, how is that still the #1 show? Wow. They create desirable content that hooks you even when they raise their price or ask you to pay for something. You don't even sweat it. You just do it. Amazon does the same with Prime, and it's more than 65 million and millions of subscribers, not just Amazon, which is free to view, but their Prime service makes it easy for a customer to get free and speedy delivery on almost anything. If you help people and make them want you, the price will almost never matter. They become obsessed with your content. Yes, I want you to wake up every morning and think of me, and then consume this stuff. The process seems a little ridiculous. You may be thinking, you want me to not sell to my customer when I meet them? No, I don't. I want you to create a relationship with them that takes them through a path and makes them treat you like a Netflix binge. That's an impressive line there. That was good. Let me read that again because I like that so much. So you may be thinking, you want me to not sell to my customer when I meet them? Nope, I don't. I want you to create a relationship that takes them through a path and makes them treat you like a Netflix binge. I will caveat that one little part though and say this. If someone calls you requesting that they want to buy from you right then and there, that is different. But most of the time when you meet these people for the very first time, what happens is you try to sell them when instead you really should just create that relationship. If you follow these steps when you get the hard sell and have a binger, you'll be satisfied with the results. But your relationship with your audience should never end at the sale. Once you make your pitch, whether they bite or not, you should follow up with them quickly. Tip: most people receive a paycheck somewhere around the 1st and 15th of every month. Around those same times of the month, the average person has some sort of rent or mortgage or other large bills due. If you try to do your hard sale around those dates and don't get a good response, think about changing the dates you try around the 7th and the 22nd of every month. You may have a better chance of conversion. If you guys are enjoying watching this, make sure to subscribe at Zack Miller Says Everywhere, or you can get my free tips and tricks. Get Get my free tips and tricks every Monday, 10:13 a.m. to your email inbox. Zack Miller Says, that's Z-A-C-K, Miller Says, SAYS.com/newsletter, NEWS, letter, LETTER. Boom. You like that song? Roadmap. Document everything. We needed like some beats behind that. And that's why I filled music as well. I filled basically everything. Roadmap. Document everything with your prospect and provide them the proposal or conversion that you are tracking. Update the sales funnel document with your results. So basically say, hey, it's time to buy from me. Here's everything I gave you. Now buy my thing. That's chapter 10. It was a wonderful chapter. One of my favorites. Actually, all of them are my favorites. Why? Because I can't pick a favorite. I want you to listen to them all. Please, listen to them all. It's that good.